Well, happy Saturday, everyone. This is Greg Dixon, your fun investor. And today I'm going to launch the Breakfast Investing Challenge. So this is the day one. This is an idea that came out of me writing articles on the power of compound interest. I've been dabbling in trading with Kraken, and I've been using a platform called Polar Tensor. And some of you may have seen my weekly results. I've been posting my results in Polar Tensor for quite a long time, and I think this is a good basis. So one of the things is I really think people need to learn. I think in school could do a better job of teaching people about compound interest and how to stay on the right side of compound interest. I've been on the wrong side of compound interest too much of my life, really, and also it's something. The idea of this challenge is something that you can do with your friends and family or with yourself, and just grow your money. So I've created a basically a information page about the challenge here. Let's take a look. Yeah. So there, got this fun little stack of pancakes. so, yeah. So there we go. So the idea here is if you take the money that you would spend on a good breakfast, and what I've been using is the number is $30, which is a really, that's a good breakfast in some places for one. It could be a breakfast for two. In other places, depends on your tastes and location, all that kind of thing. Anyway, the idea here with the challenge is if you put that money into something that grows interest, it can grow into something substantial. So plans like sort of education, investment funds, all those kinds of things, investment plans that grow money, save money, and grow money that your kids can use for their education, for going to college, or maybe help them buy a home. Any of those kinds of things are worthwhile to do, and it's a good habit. And it's, again, as if you start young, like some people start their education plan, basically when their children are born, and by the time they're adults, it's quite substantial. So today I'm going to run through what this is, and by the way, just if you in the chat, if you can just uh, let me know where you're checking in from, and if you have any investing practices now, or what are you doing, just let me know what you're up to. And so, okay, so here's the website here is it's at my site right now, Greg Dixon at breakfast investing. I've got a domain. I haven't created the website for this yet. This is a pretty new idea. I started on Wednesday. I said, well, okay, I'm going to launch this. So let's just run through this here and what the challenge involves. So yeah, so so here, okay. Yeah. Anyway, so as I said, the idea here is to invest the money weekly and grow your money. It can be quite substantial over the time. Um, and here, there are a number of options here, depending on when you want to jump in. There's a button here to join the Breakfast Investing Challenge. It's just free, and what you'll get out of it is a notice invitation every week to come and join. Right now, I don't have anybody here in the studio, but in future weeks, if you want to be, you can come be in the studio. We can get on screen. You can share your results. You can ask questions, all that kind of thing. And I'm going to go do a little review of Polar Tensor here in a second, and because that's the investment platform. Like, the value in this is, for one, just simply putting money aside every week will grow. But if you can put it into something that earns interest, that's even better. And Polar Tensor is a pretty good platform. it compounds the interest that it earns. What it is it's an auto trading platform, AI driven auto trading platform, and you can see the results daily. And at the end of the week, it takes your profits and it reinvests it. So that's the compounding part of it. And it so far I've been doing this for about 7 weeks, and the results are really quite good. Again, here you can make an appointment with me to discuss any questions, and I'm just going to go through um, what happens here. I guess the thing here is I'm going to make this page here is if you're on a regular browser, it's two side by side columns, and I didn't quite get the order quite correctly anyway. So to join the challenge is you click on the button to join the challenge. Um, in the future, you'll get some emails with helpful advice, um, updates, invitations to these sessions, and other things you might need to know. And you will need at some point, you don't have to have it today, you will need a crypto trading app. I'm using Kraken. I also have a Netcoins account. Other good ones are Coinbase or Binance. And you may already have one. Ideally, it'd be a lot better if you had one, and this is just going to add to your diversity in your investments. And then here I recommend signing up for Polar Tensor. I'm going to do a little demonstration of what that is in a minute here. And then the main plan here is to make weekly contributions. That's where the magic happens. It can be $30 a week. I'm going to demonstrate as Bonnie, my wife, has set up an account, and I'm going to put in $30 today. Well, $30 plus a tip, because to cover a few fees, and then we'll see. And then the next week we'll see what that looks like. So that's what we're going to do here. And let's go to okay. I'll just show you. This is Bonnie's account here, and you see there's nothing in it yet. So hopefully, I haven't actually tried this yet, but we're gonna try to load it up today. Oh yeah, okay. I didn't change it here. Okay, this is share this tab instead. There we go. So that's Bonnie's account, clean slate. Just started from scratch here. And anyway, we'll go back to I'm just going to stop sharing the screen completely here and just come here. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to show you in my Polar Tensor account what's happened so far. So let's see if I can share this tab. And I just go back, make sure you're seeing this thing. Okay. I'm gonna show this one full screen. And so what I've done with this is I started about 7 weeks ago, and I put in $100 into here. And so I've been adding, I put in $100, and I've been adding every week, and I've got it up to now, between what I've put in myself and what it's earned, it's now at $7,881.39. And so this last week here, it earned on that investment. It was like just 7,600 or something when I started, and on Monday it earned $64 on that. On Tuesday it lost the money, and I've been playing with day trading, and some days I have good days and some days I've had bad days, and this was that day everything was more fickle than usual, and I'm not surprised that there's an issue with it. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, it all worked out. So I think we can take a look at that in terms of percentages here. Let's go on the trading site. So the way this works is it only trades on from Monday to Friday. The idea is that it works better if there's a higher trading volume. And my experience is that's probably true. The the weekdays are better. It's probably because people trading crypto are also trading stocks, and it coordinates with the stock opening. And so here again, this is in percentages. You made just over 1.35% that day, lost 0.36%, and then that's 1.23, 1.44, and 107. So this is pretty good stuff, really. And see, it said it made that was so 4.73 last week, uh 4.55, and then it's so far this last 30 days, 21 days. There are when you start, there are some fees here, and you don't get necessarily all of that into your account. And the number I'm seeing my is about 3%. And let's see, do we have a I just had a little buzz, so maybe somebody asked me a question. Okay. Not exactly sure what that was. I just heard maybe somebody trying to jump in the studio, and that would be okay too. Anyway, I'm just going to go back to here. Oh, I know what it was asking. Asking if I wanted to split the screen. That's what that was. So the whole thing here is I showed you just briefly that Bonnie signed up for a new Polar Tensor account, and it's got nothing in it. And the whole exercise here is to basically um, help somebody get started with $30. Is That's the breakfast amount. So, and I haven't actually tried this, so we're testing it live. What could possibly go wrong? So Polar Tensor has the ability to transfer money from one account to another. And I'm going to make this $33 because that amount is basically I want $30 available trading, and the $3 tip, which is actually will be taken up in fees. And then oh, I got to put the name in. Not There we go. So that's Bonnie. Okay. Bonnie Dixon. The other day, I thought just as a whim, I says I did a live broadcast trading with Kraken, and I said, "What could go wrong?" So anyway, here we go. So I'm going to transfer $33, and we'll see how it goes. It says transfer created successfully. Blah blah blah. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to go back to here and see if anybody's asked a question. Oh, there, Trevor Baker. There we go. Actually, yep. All right. Okay, Trevor, I'll talk to you. I'll get you on screen in a little bit, but to ask your questions. But for now, I'm going to continue. I'm going to jump over to Bonnie's account here, and we'll see if her money showed up. There we go. I'm not sure how fast this is going to show up. Try refreshing. There we go, $33. Okay, so she's got the $33 in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to the trading. Add the full 33. Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's the one of the things with doing these things live. It needs a minimum of $100, so I'm going to have to add that as $100. So I guess I'm going to have to revise my challenge. We'll start with $100 and then add $33 a month. Anyway, so let's go back here and okay. All right. So I hope that made some sense. And Trevor, I don't know if you have any questions you want to get up, and I can put you, if you want to turn your camera on, you can jump in and we can have a little discussion here, or not. Anybody, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments, um, and I'll try to get to them. So yeah. So anyway, if this is appealing to you, what I'm hoping is that this can be a fun exercise. Every Saturday we'll get together and add follow up. We'll take a look at Bonnie's account after a week and see what we have. Revise the instructions on the website to say that you need to start with $100, and we'll go from there. And I think this can be fun. What happens with Polar Tensor is once you have signed up for your own free account, you can invite others. So you can refer others. That means you can invite your friends, you can invite your family, or you can just do it for yourself. And so I'm hoping that Bonnie, when she gets going and she sees what's happening with that, she might okay, she might want to have want to have her help set up accounts for her nieces and nephews and siblings. Anyway, Trevor, do you want to get on here? Hey, Trevor, how's it going? I'm not hearing you. Is that? I wonder if that's me. Maybe you need to choose a different audio microphone.
How about now?
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So maybe might want to introduce yourself, and because you've got some background in this, and then we can have a discussion.
Yeah, I'm Trevor Baker. I'm located in Calgary, Alberta. I've been in the financial industry for 17, this is my 17th year, hard to believe. um, but yeah, it's a great industry. So I was checking out what your challenge was. I think it's a great idea to be investing on a monthly basis. And, you can see a real difference if you're doing that monthly and you're able to do it consistently.
Yeah. So what kind of investments are you doing now?
We do more traditional investments with mutual funds, segregated funds. We do have a discretionary money manager that does ETFs. So
Yeah.
that's a low fee environment with ETFs, and those are actively managed. They do algorithms daily to see how the markets are trending, and that's how they decide on their trades. So it's very active, where the other investments typically are a buy and hold type of strategy,
Yes.
and you're riding the markets through the ups and the downs. But
Yeah.
of course, if you're implementing that strategy of investing weekly or monthly or biweekly, even if the markets are going down, you're buying at a low. So that's a good strategy to smooth the inconsistencies of the market, and long term
Yes.
they're all going up. So
Yeah. Long term it'll work out. Yeah, with the
yeah,
stocks, there are times when everybody looked like a genius when everything was going up. You couldn't make a mistake, and then that hasn't been consistent in the recent years. So
yeah, and people are emotional about their money, which they should be. So it's always good to have somebody on your side that can coach you through those
yeah,
downtimes, because there are going to be downtimes. I never tell my clients that, hey, your money's just going to keep going up. I'm like, there's going to be downtimes, and that's when I'll call you and get you to invest more if you have cash laying around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to diversify for an investor to have it, and you don't have all your eggs in one basket, and be keep on top of it so you know what's working and what's not, for sure.
Yeah,
So
and it's
so
it's funny because I've come across people where, oh, I don't have all my eggs in one basket. I've got, money over here and money over here and money over here. But when you actually analyze their investments, they're invested in all the same things, just with three different companies. So it's kind of funny
yeah, yeah,
when you
yes,
mention all your eggs in one basket. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, so, I'm glad that you popped in. I just come up with this idea, probably about 15 minutes before I launched it. And you signed up. It sounded like a good idea, so that's good. So I'm hoping that this I can get some people who want to use this as a basis for educating their family and their children with this, just to learn about investments and compound interest, and just because it's so easy not to it's so easy to get into trouble. I just buy this thing on my credit card. Next thing you know, you're paying a lot of interest, and if you can't pay it off, it's substantial. It's much better to be on the other side of it.
Yeah, debt is definitely a problem for many families now with inflation over the last couple of years. I saw a report on, I think it was Global, where they said, oh, groceries have gone up 30% since COVID. And I'm like, yeah, 30% per year. It seems like they're just skyrocketing. So yeah, you're right. Where people get in trouble with debt, and that's one of the biggest problems in society now.
It is. And with the instability that we're seeing right now, it's going to be even things like real estate investments are not as easy as they were before, because I think there's going to be some downward pressures and more defaults. So, having something else, like a plan B or plan C, can help.
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually heard that the Ontario and BC markets are crashing at the moment. But you never know. I mean, one of my friends, she was complaining about her house value going down. I'm like, yeah, but you're in it for 30 years. Like, 5 or 10 years from
Yeah,
now, your
it,
house will be back up and you won't be worried about it. So don't worry about it today.
yeah. So my partner and I bought a home in North Vancouver, 1990, for $186,000. I think that property at one point it was a $2.5 million tear down. So yeah, and so in Vancouver, when it talks by the prices going down, it's mostly just levels off and doesn't increase as fast, and then sometimes there's a little bit of downward pressure, but there's limited. It's not the same as, you go out into the buy in the middle of nowhere, you can get a property for not much, but I bought a car years ago, a Passat, and when all the numbers were, after the account executive got a hold of me, and I said, you could buy a house in rural Quebec or feed a village in India for a year for that. And he says, he first said, no, you can't. And then he thought about it. Oh, yes, you could.
Yeah, the power of the dollar across the water.
Across the water. Yeah. Yeah. My joke is in Vancouver, $500,000 will buy a really nice chicken coop. So
Yeah, no doubt.
things are better in Calgary, but the prices are going up there too.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, we got a
Yeah.
lot of investors coming from the other provinces. So they'll sell one house in Ontario or one house in Toronto or Vancouver and buy two or three in Calgary, right?
Yeah. That's a that's the thing, is some communities don't like people coming in and buying up properties. So the reason they're pricing for everybody else. But yeah. Anyway, it's good. Yeah, I don't know if I've got relatives. My mother was born in Alberta, and my aunt had a bunch of kids. So her family photo is about 50 people now, with generations of kids. And
Mine's the opposite. Not many of us.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, so well, thank you for joining, and I'm hoping people will come back every week with some new insight and just to follow along. Are you good? Are you going to try the challenge yourself?
Well, I already do
Yeah,
investments monthly, biweekly. So I know the power of, you know, compounding those returns. And it
yeah,
is super important. And one thing that I teach my clients, well, not just my clients, like me, and I teach everybody, right? Or try to instill some knowledge to people that I come across is, and I don't know if you mentioned it, I was a little late getting on, but the rule of 72, where you take that interest that you're getting, and if you consistently get that interest every year or that return, because that's two different things, interest and return, right? But if you get that return every year, divide the number of 72 by your interest rate. So let's say you're getting 8%. That's an easy number.
right.
It goes at 72 nine
Yeah,
times. That's the approximate number of years it's going to take your money to double. So your money will double every 9 years. It works the same for debt. If you're paying 12% interest on debt, your debt would double every 6 years. So those are the two scenarios that try to instill into people that you want to pay low interest on your debt and get a higher rate of return for your investments.
Can everything go in the dryer?
yeah. No, that's good. Well, thanks for joining, and I think we're gonna call it good today. So, if anybody watching here, you're interested in signing up here, you go to gregdixon.net/breakfast investing, and there will be a full regular domain name next week. So after I built the website, so there we go. Anyway, thank you very much for joining, Trevor, and we'll talk to you soon. Maybe I'll have you as a guest for my investing show, and you can explain what you're doing in Calgary a little bit more.
Sure. And if people want to connect with me, they can find me on LinkedIn under Finance My Life.
Finance my life. Very good. Okay. Anyway, happy
Thanks, Greg.
Saturday, everyone, and see you next week.